How's it going, guys? It's TacTixHD here with you, episode 6 of my NHL 13 GM Mode Expansion Team Series. As you guys can see, right here is the starting NHL lineup. We're looking really good. As you can see, we have 6 good defensemen. I like to have my 6 defensemen all 80 overall or higher. We still have Housen and Schneider as our starting and backup goaltender, and the forwards all look very good. In the AHL, we have some good players coming up, as well. We have some older players that, if anyone gets injured, I can call them up. Zadorov and Jones still haven't quite, reached the potential I was hoping for them, but soon, hopefully. Vicentine's at a 78, so hopefully he'll be in the 80s soon. He can back up House in the future. As you can see, we're still at 4.5 stars throughout offense, defense, and goaltending. We're here, guys, with the awards from last season. I forgot to show them, so I figured I'd show them now. Nothing really, too outstanding, but Garrett Housen, our goalie, actually did win the Calder Memorial, so that's pretty good for a goalie to win the Calder. I'm pretty sure the last goalie to win the Calder was actually Steve Mason, so I don't know if that's a good sign or not because Mason's been playing too well right now, but, Housen's a really good goaltender. We got him like 86 overall, or he might have been 85, sorry, when we signed him for a 3-year entry-level deal, which is a huge deal as a rookie free agent. And, I mean, that basically could just be like the deciding factor for this franchise. Having a really good starting goaltender really helps. And the fact that I can either have Vicentine or Schneider, who's going to be like an 80 overall goaltender, backing him up. As well, Housen also won the Ted Lindsay for the most outstanding player selected by the NHL. So, obviously, he must have played really well for us last year in that rookie year. And, that's really good to see. So no trades up till the All-Star game. Right here at the All-Star game, you guys can see the forwards. And I don't believe anyone from our team actually made the forward lineup, but on defense, we did have Brandon Gormley make it on the third pair, along with John Moore. And in goaltenders, obviously, Housen did make one of the goaltenders. He made the backup behind Rene. Housen's been basically just getting all the awards and everything. He's been having a terrific career so far. As you guys can see at the end of the NHL, we had 106 points. Finished in second place, won our division, but unfortunately lost out on the NHL and the conference to St. Louis. And we didn't make any trades at the trade deadline, guys. I just, our team was doing well, and I couldn't really make a deal that I liked. So in the first round we played LA, we actually swept them 4-0, so that's always good to see whenever you get a sweep. In the second series there, we're playing Calgary. And, Calgary, this is a few years down the road, but they're still not the best team, so I was thinking we should probably be able to beat them. Won the first 2, lost the third, so we're up 2-1. Now it's 2-2. And then we actually won the 6th there. Sorry, I think we won the first 3. So it's 3-0, then 3-2, then 4-2 and 6. Chicago here, I think we also won this one in 6, as you guys can see, winning that series 4-2. So that's always good. Right there at staff upgrade, just adding some stuff. It's always good to keep those updated. They really help out. On this Flyers series, it looks like we are up 3-2 going to the 6th. Lost that, so it's 3-3. And this is the Stanley Cup final, guys. And unfortunately, I went to sim periods. I was thinking, I'd play the last period if I had a chance to win. But going into the third, we were down 3-0. And I figured, it's probably just not meant to be. If I went in there, I probably wouldn't have been able to change it. And if I did, I kind of felt like it would be kind of cheap because it seems like we were meant to make it to the final all the way to Game 7, but unfortunately lose to the Philadelphia Flyers. But that's still really good to see how far we've came. If you guys remember in our first year, all those old guys we had, 70 overalls, how much this franchise has really turned around. Right here are some retired players, some notable guys, maybe Kyle Brodziak, Chris Kelly, Victor Stahlberg, Martin Havlat, Marian Gaborik, Jonathan Chichu, the one and done Maurice Richard Trophy winner, Brandon Prust there, Ben Eager, Curtis Foster, let me see here, who else, Henrik Tallender, Paul Martin, Brooks Orpik, Greg Zahanin. Pittsburgh lost a lot of guys there. I don't know if anybody else, Brett Lebda. And as you guys can see, Philadelphia Flyers are Stanley Cup champs, and the Charlotte Checkers were the Calder Trophy champs. And we actually had 3 first-round picks, you guys remember from last year, after those trades we made. So one of them actually ended up being the 4th overall. I don't know whose it was. I think it was either Chicago's or LA's. So, I mean, that's really good. And I ended up deciding to go with this Anthony Clurbuck, guys, who you guys see at the top. 6'2" left-wing sniper from Canada. Only him and Peterson are both projected top 5, but I figured I already had enough defensive prospects. I did not need Peterson. So right here, guys, with our second first-round pick, I was thinking about maybe taking Kariya just because I'm a huge Paul Kariya fan. But in the end, I ended up taking Christopher Taff, who looked like a pretty good forward. And then with our third first-round pick, guys, I was looking around, and as you can see, there's some players left with 3.5-star potential still. And I think I ended up going with Clinton Morrison here, this 6'4" two-way forward. Or actually, no, I went with Sam Peckham, sorry, the Danish left-wing sniper. Basically just looking for some talented forwards. As you guys can see right here in the second round, all that's left is 2-star potential. You guys will notice that as the years progress, the draft is basically really front-heavy. Like, first round, you'll have, a lot of like top fives will all have 4 stars, and then the first round will have 3.5. And once you get to the second round, you might get a 3. If you're really lucky, a 3.5. By the third round, the best you're gonna get is a 2-star potential guy. So if you're ever going to rebuild in this, you really want to rebuild at the start, because a rebuild later on really will do nothing, because all those mid picks that in the first couple years may have gotten you like a 3, maybe a 3.5-star potential guy, they're now going to get you like a 2 or 2.5-star potential guy. So that's something I think EA might have to kind of tweak. It's simply just because they actually know the players that are going to be in the drafts in this year and the next year, so they're all real potential opposed to the made up players. Right here, guys, we're just in the re-sign phase. I signed Mike Weber, but I decided to let Ellerby go. He's actually lost a couple overall since signing him. Right here are our goalies. Vicentine actually gained some overall. Jane Schwartz is still at 83 overall. Gerby's an 82. Lucas Lesio is going to be a third-line left winger, and I think I ended up letting him go just because he wanted $3 million, which I thought was way too much for him. So I decided not to sign him. I'm going to see if I can maybe make a move and get something in return for him. Clapperton, 75 overall now, which isn't too bad. Developing pretty good. Brady Vale still at a 74. This is the guy we signed. He said he was 3.5 stars in the draft, but he actually turned out to be 4 stars. So that's always good when the player you sign is actually more potential than you originally thought. McKinnon, as you guys can see, just tearing it up. 87 overall right now. 4.5-star green potential still, so I'm going to give him a nice $7 million deal for 4 years. Sam Reinhart's 85 overall, so I mean they turned out into the perfect first and second line center that I was hoping each of them would. So that turns out to be really good. Schrader's an 82. This William Karlsson guy is just one of those AHL guys who ended up being 79. Monahan's only a 77, so still maybe a year or two away from him in the NHL. You guys might have noticed I actually have mechanics there in the centers. I picked him up off waivers, and I was trying to make a move for him, but because he was in the AHL, and he had an AHL contract, all I could get back was like an AHL player, so I decided to just keep him in case anyone got hurt in the playoff run, and I could bring him up for an emergency. And right here, guys, this is just the Alex Fontinos goalie, 79 overall, 3.5-star potential. Sign him out of free agency. I like to have, bring up a lot of goalies. Right there, I let Matt Calvert go for a third-round pick. He was making $2.2 million. He was worse than a lot of my left wingers who were on the third or fourth line, so it was basically just a cap move. Right here, I'm signing Bo Bennett. He actually got drafted by Pittsburgh, 79 overall, 4-star potential. Only had to pay him a little over $1 million. Right here, signing Jared Stahl, a fourth Stahl brother, 78 overall right wing. He'll probably be a fourth-line right winger for $1 million for 2 years. I think that's a pretty good deal. And right here, guys, I'm actually making a trade, trading Chris Brown as a fourth-line forward, 79 overall. I think he's got 3.5-star potential, and that player there had 2.5-star green potential for Wild's first-round pick. Like I said, I was looking to move Lesio. He wanted too much money to be a third-line left winger at $3 million. He's also only 81 overall. He's actually able to get a first-round pick from LA in return since they didn't want theirs. So we have 2 first-round picks again for next year for a total of 3 first-round picks. Obviously, we added 2, so that's always good. If you can compete for the Stanley Cup every year and have multiple first-round picks, I mean, that's the best of both worlds. Right here, guys, making a huge deal trying to bring over Henrik Zetterberg. As you guys can see, Detroit has him on the trade block, trading Horton, Stahlberg's prospect. Tom Rins is like a 70 overall defenseman, basically an AHL defenseman, a third-round pick, and another prospect. Each prospect, I think, one had 3.5-star potential, the other only had about maybe 2.5 or 3, so really good deal there to get Zetterberg. Right here, I actually got an offer from the Penguins for Schneider. I had Schneider on the block, offering me David Boland. He's getting paid just under $5 million, so I decided to switch it out for Brennan Sutter, getting paid about $1.5 million less, same overall, and I think he's a year or 2 younger. Basically, I was able to do this deal because Vicentine can now be the backup goalie. Didn't need Schneider, and I'm adding a good third-line center for a couple years before Monahan's able to make the jump. As you guys can see right here at these awards, Housen cut the heart. Like I said, he's just tearing it up in the NHL right now for a goaltender. He's taking all the awards down. He's probably going to end up winning every single one. As you can see right there, he won the Vezina in his second year. William M. Jennings in his second year, and that's for the team that had the least amount of goals scored against. He also won the Ted Lindsay second year in a row, voted best player voted by the NHL, so that's really good to see. Obviously, he won the Clarence S. Campbell, or Prince of Wales, I forget which one's ours, whatever, for winning the conference. Right here, guys, is our team going into this year. Looking pretty solid, I think. As you can see, our 6 defensemen are 82 overall or higher, which is always really good to have a nice solid 6 defensemen. We have 2 really good centers in McKinnon and Reinhardt. Housen and Vicentine, 87 and 81, 2 good goalie combos. Right here's our AHL team, guys. A lot of players are going to be coming up soon. Bennett, Clapperton, Ramusin, Koklachev, Vale, Monahan. A lot of good prospects. Fontaine, 72 overall. He's got, I think, 3.5 or 4-star potential. He should be making the jump soon. Same with Zadorov and Jones there. So, we have a lot of still good future players to come up, and we're still a strong team. Also a young team. Our average age is like 24, 25, so that's pretty impressive. And we still have the 4.5-star offense, defense, and goaltending. So that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned for more NHL 13 videos, and have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.